All right, guys. So today I'm here with my man Steve Gross
What's
of
up?
The Life is Good Foundation. He's the chief playmaker here, and he's got this incredible concept, which is how do we begin to instill the values of optimism, joy, love, engagement inside the caregiver first, so that they can be that presence and energy and vibe for the children. I think it's incredible for our modules, especially the No Limit General platform, to embody this kind of philosophy, especially when we're working with the children in the refugee camps and displaced children around the world. That it's not just about the activities that we do or the curriculum that you put in front of them. It's about the energy that you put into them so that they can have that healing experience. So I wanted to chat with you a little bit about that. We just went through an incredible filming session that I can't wait to put out there. But just to give you a little teaser of what's to come, talk to me about this philosophy you've come up with.
Well, I mean, should I look at you or should I look over here at everybody?
Talk to the world.
Okay, what's up, world? No, I mean, folks that dedicate their lives to building healing, life-changing relationships with children, all those folks, whether they're teachers, whether they're working in a refugee camp, whether they're counselors or coaches, they are all in the life-changing relationship business. And when you are in the life-changing relationship business, well, it's important that you have a professional skill set. It's important that you know how to be a teacher or a social worker or a nurse or a counselor. But just as important to your professional skill set is your vibe, your energy. Are you fun? Are you open? Are you positive? Are you loving? Are you compassionate? When you take a great professional skill set and you combine it with an awesome human disposition and vibe, boom, they come together and you got a playmaker. Somebody who can make a life-changing difference in a child's life at a pivotal, difficult time in their life. And so I think sometimes we think about professional skill set and that it's important that childcare professionals have more knowledge and more curriculums and more theory, and those things are important, but we also got to nurture the vibe, because people heal people. And everybody out there will know you had playmakers in your life, whether it was a coach, whether it was a teacher, and yeah, they might have known their sport or their subject, but what made them a playmaker to you was how you felt in their presence. And you may remember their warmth, their compassion, their love, that they were fun, that they had a great sense of humor. Those things are not secondary. And so our hope is that we really help playmakers in the world, childcare professionals, continue to grow and cultivate their optimal human disposition, because in the end, outstanding human services require outstanding humans. And each of us, man, it's our heart. There's a science to caring for kids, there's an art for caring for kids, and there is a soul. And so I look at our work as being kind of the art, soul, and science of helping children heal.
Absolutely. One of the things that you brought up in the shoot that we just did was interventions don't necessarily heal children. It's our interactions that heal these children. And any of us, when we're working with children, we know that there's a certain energy if you bring to the child. I mean, they're the experts at like picking out fraud,
Sure.
right? Like they know who's actually there for the right reasons or not. But if you bring that love, that joy, that engagement, that optimism, that vibe to the children, they're gonna resonate with that.
Yeah, man, think about like an artist. Like you can have a song. You get this beautiful song, someone wrote it, all the notes are there, the lyrics are there, but the beauty of the song is in the artist. So you can give somebody a song and you can give them an instrument, but it is the artist that makes that song and that instrument come to life. I think there was a great guitar player named Gatemouth Brown who said the music is not in the guitar. The music is in you, the artist. And so the interventions, the curriculums, the tools that we have, they're the guitar. And how we use them, when we use them, will impact kind of the beauty and the art that we send out into the world.
Exactly.
And so, as someone who's in the life-changing relationship business, making sure that we're kind of finely tuning our instrument, our human instrument, so then we can take these other instruments like these interventions and these tools and these best practices, and we can bring them to life in a very meaningful way.
And so at No Limit Generation, of course, our focus is unique in how we're addressing this situation where we're instilling these values on child well-being into the caregivers themselves. Oftentimes these caregivers who are hired to work in displaced situations, conflict zones, or environments of refugee camps, they might not have the professional background, and so what we're doing is educating them on how to be that presence of love and light for the children. Because if we can do that, and if we can create these loving, healing spaces, well, the children are going to have loving healings within themselves, so that then they can grow to be the kind of free, unlimited thinking individuals that we need them to be, so that they can live their best lives. And so this is exactly what we're doing today. We're filming this module so that we can get these tools out in the caregivers' hands, and so that they can transmit this knowledge and these experiences to the children. And you said something very profound in our interview earlier today, which was the children are our most precious and valuable resource. And I want you to talk to me a little bit about that, what you mean by that.
Well, I think sometimes we give lip service to kids, that we love kids, we value kids, but yet we sometimes push them into the background, or we take more care in how we create infrastructure and, how we respond to disasters. And we sometimes, say, well, kids, they'll be resilient, they're gonna make it happen. But children are the most powerful, valuable natural resource that we have. In no time at all, that generation, those children are gonna be making decisions. They are gonna be protecting us and helping us and making critical decisions and helping humanity to evolve and addressing social problems and social challenges. And what do we want from that generation? Do we want them trying to approach problems with a sense of compassion, with love, with creativity, with gratitude, with openness and courage and authenticity? Or we want them to address these situations and circumstances and problems with anger or despair and frustration and mistrust? Social and emotional wellness is a critical factor. And I think how we care for our youngest, most vulnerable members of humanity, especially at critical times in their life, will yield the biggest ripple of how far we evolve as a society. And we talk about kids like, hey, they're resilient, they're gonna be resilient. Well, no, that's not a guarantee. Kids have the potential to be resilient, but that's provided that they're caregivers and they have the support that they need in order to tap into that resiliency. And I just gotta say for you, man, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but this guy's the real deal. We're here and we're involved because we believe in No Limit Generation, believe in your heart and why you're doing this work. I even remember, you doing this work and needing to get a donation to get gas money to drive and stay at my house so that you could do the work. This is not about advancing your career or doing something that has some level of, that it's not lucrative in a financial, material way, but it's lucrative in the value that we can contribute to the world by making sure that the men and women who are on the front lines, who dedicate their lives to helping kids at a pivotal time in their development, that we give them some of the support and resources that they need to do the most important work that anybody can do.
Absolutely, that's well said. I appreciate those words. An investment in these children is ultimately an investment in the world that we will all inherit together. And the greatest return on our investment comes when we can invest in the children, because as Steve mentioned so eloquently, they are the future. They are the ones who are going to be making the decisions going forward. And if we want to see a more peaceful, stable, loving world, well, it's got to come from our children and that next generation.
I mean, it's funny. I was in an ER recently. Nothing major. It's an emergency, but I was okay. And I'm looking in that ER at the people that work there, and I'm 52 years old, and I see what looked like kids working at the ER. I'm going like, the people working at the ER, they're in their 20s, and some of them in their early 30s, late 20s. And I'm going like, wow, this young generation is treating me right now. They're helping to save my life. Fast forward 10 years, 15 years, these children are the ones that are going to be caring for us and taking care in no time at all. And so, really it's our kind of contribution to the human family that we're investing that the children in some of these camps, they may be the ones who figure out a cure for cancer, or figure out how to get clean water into the mouths and homes of folks, or figure out how to fight against global warming, or innovate and create and enhance the quality of our life. And as we continue to evolve, we have to keep investing in the members of our community who are going to be leading the way soon. And hey man, I want the people that are taking care of me when I'm older, and taking care of helping and supporting and caring for my children. I want them to have evolved hearts. And it's great to be on the project with you. I feel bad on video that you always outdress me, like, totally. He always looks good.
This guy's a part of a clothing brand and company,
I mean,
so I
but
got
up
up my game. I got up my game.
No, you look good. You look good.
But Steve, this has been an absolute pleasure. I mean, our whole goal is, how do we help break these children out of these open air prisons that they're in? And that's only going to happen if we help break them out of the prisons of the mind that oftentimes trauma creates. And we have an excellent opportunity to do that. We've got amazing minds like Steve Gross on this platform with us. And so looking forward to having you guys on board and your support, so we can bring these critical tools out there. Every bit counts. And thank you for being a part of this mission with us.
Thank you so much.